this is your pool table animation demo. First thing I need you to do is start a brand new document. We're always going to use the ActionScript 3.0, and I want you to change the size of your stage. 800 by 600. We're going to keep that. You know what? Go ahead and increase the frame rate to 30 because that's what sound runs at, and we need to get used to running at 30 frames per second. We're going to tell it OK. Now, if you did not change your stage size, you can go to your property inspector, and here's where you can change your stage size. I want you to change your stage size, your stage color to green, because we're making a pool table animation. So I'm going to choose this pukey green, and I'm going to call this layer background. You need to create your pool table here, so you might want to put some brown bumpers here, and then the circle part right here, where the pocket where the balls go into. I'm going to tell this to say, nope, I don't want a stroke, and all I'm going to do is draw some rectangles. So here's my brown color, and I'm going to make this super simplistic just because I don't want to waste a lot of time in this video. I've selected that. Oops, I had this turned on. Don't have yours turned on. Command A, break it apart. All right. I'm going to select this, holding down my Alt Option key is an instant copy paste. I'm going to put this one down there because I'm a lazy animator. I'm going to Alt Option again, use my free transform tool, squish it, and rotate it. If I hold down my Shift key, I get these in 90-degree increments. Put that down there. I'm making a video. Quit talking. You notice how Animate really behaves. There we go. Alt Option key, click and drag. This is my simplified pool table. Now, you guys asked about pool stick. Go Insert, New Symbol. You got to give it a name. I'm going to call it Stick and tell it OK. What's going to happen is it's going to put me in symbol edit mode because it says Stick and it says Scene 1 and there's my layer. I know I've named it. I'm just going to make this a simple rectangle, and I want to show you something. Remember we talked about how in Animate we're working with vectors? I'm going to click off of it to deselect. Here's the magic of vectors. I'm going to put my mouse on this edge, and do you see that tool or the little arc? That arc means, oops, click and drag. It reshaped my pool stick. I'm going to click and drag. I'm going to click and drag. Boom, pool stick. That way you don't have to use your brush. Most animators and Animate will actually start off with shapes. And I'm going to go simple. Just going to do like maybe red and white. Remember that Command plus is a zoom in. Oops, Command Z. Move this over. I'm going to make this red right here. Don't want 2 red stripes. How many murder death kills for this year? I'm going to tell this one to be white. Does that look sufficient? Is the end of the cue stick a color? Yes. Is it blue? It's not blue. It's blue? Okay, all right. Powder blue? Oh, the chalk part. Okay, okay. I'm going to just put like a line here. Then, y'all said blue. Powder blue? Sure. Is it going to be that much blue? Oh, okay, okay. That's what I was asking y'all. Okay, okay. Okay. Just like right here? Okay, we're just going to fake it. I'm not trying to make a 30-minute video. So I'm going to make that part blue. Command minus. There's my great cue stick. If I were you, I would use the linear gradient when I came through in my colors and do, no, linear is up and down, and do it with brown and shades of black if I were you. But we're just going to keep this simple. Next, I'm going to need a ball. Insert a new symbol, and I'm going to call this 8-ball. And it's in my library. Now, if I go to my library, here's my stick, here's my ball. Here's a circle. I'm going to tell it no stroke color. That's what that square with the red slash. And I want a black ball because it's an 8-ball. So here at the very bottom, there are some preset gradients. If you hold down your shift key, it gives you a perfect circle. So taking my selection tool, I'm going to select my circle. Now, when my circle is going to rotate around, I want to make sure it's not lopsided. So I want this smack dab in the middle of that plus sign. In your toolbar next to your property inspector, there's one called Align. You have to click the little box that says Align to Stage, and then it will align it. I click the second one in the first row and the second row, align it horizontally in the center and distribute it. You don't see it move, but so let me move it so you can see it. Click, and it goes horizontally and vertically. Now it's smack dab in the middle. Also, if I use my paint bucket tool and I still have it on my gradient color, I can move where that light point on that ball is. So it gives it a three-dimensional look. Also, I can go into my gradient transform tool, click on that. Here's my gradient. I can move where that light point is. Look, I'm playing with balls at school. Ha! I'm going to put a white circle here in the center. Remember, hold down my shift key. Now, here's the deal about Animate that's goofy. I just created a circle. If I move my circle onto my ball and then I click to deselect, if it's got dots, it's been selected. And if I move it, look what Animate just did. It just put a hole in my ball, because what it does is it thinks that I don't need the color behind it, so it gets rid of it. If I need to fix that, or I don't want that hole to be there, I'll create what I need off of my circle, and then I'll click and drag it and put it there. I'm going to use my black color here, my brush, put a nice little 8 here. Be jealous. Now I'm going to select my 8 and put it over here. There's me 8 ball. Now, shortcut to get that the third colored ball, you can duplicate your symbols. It's asking me to duplicate, and it's asking me what to call it. Be sure you name your layers. If you don't name your layers, you will get in trouble. I won't help you. Ball, I'm going to call it color. And if you want to give your ball a specific color, you can. I'm in symbol edit mode on 8 balls, so I'm going to double click here on ball color. I'm in symbol edit mode on ball color, and check this out. I'm going to click here in this gradient, go to the radial gradient, change this black to, I'm not going to do a blue ball. Let's do red. And now I've got a red ball. That was really easy to do. This 8, I'm going to click on the 8, because my 8 is not, and I'm going to delete. It looks like I didn't delete it, because remember, it deletes the color behind it. So I'm going to take my white and color that in. I said color it in. Color it in. There we go. And then I'm going to take this color to black again, take my brush and put whatever number I want on it. Today has been brought to you by the number 4. So now I've got my 2 balls here. The last one that you need to create is your cue ball. And that's how I would draw all of these. If I go back to scene 1, here's my background. I'm going to lock that layer. And then when we return and back from over the break, we are going to make our stick, our cue ball, and ball color. Don't forget our cue ball, which is a simple white ball. We will do that when I get back.